I think we have a very safe campus for being so big. It's a very safe campus. We have a lot of access points, a lot of entrances, but at the same time, the people that have been here a while, so they know the campus. They know where any possible crime could happen. So I feel good about it.
I'm very happy that we have law enforcement there to ensure protection and safety for all of the campus community, including faculty and students and administration and staff. I think that that having law enforcement is imperative to ensuring a safe space for learning and working for all people that come onto campus.
I think what we want is something that's more community policing, where everyone could feel safe and where we feel like that they're there for all students, and it's less punitive, and it's much more supportive. And also they have something that has someone who has a better track record with working with people who have mental health issues, because most of the time when we do have issues on our campus, it's someone with a mental health issue.
I took it upon myself to bring the sheriffs to our department. I bring the sheriffs on the first week of class, I bring the sheriffs in, I call them and they come into my class and they speak to my students. Because a lot of it, I think that we need to increase engagement too. We need to increase communication. A lot of the times we expect them to do a lot, but if they don't know what we expect from them, then it goes both ways, right? So my point is, it takes two. We can't just expect them to be like, oh, they need to be nicer. They need to be, us too. Sometimes we see them walking down. We don't say, good morning, officer, right? We don't acknowledge them. We don't. So they feel as if they're not liked, then they're also gonna feel a little reluctant in engagement.
What would be ideal is if we had campus safety teams that included social workers, trained social workers. It seems like a lot of the safety needs on campus are intertwined with mental health needs and situations that need to be de-escalated. And it seems to me like a social worker would be a vital part of that team.
In fact, I'm not going to disclose the name, but I had a student who called me, and he told me that he was worried about his own safety. Put it that way. You know what I mean? And I spent about an hour talking to him. Because I thought that was the right thing to do. And then I asked him, is it okay to report you to the heat team? And he said, yes, I need help and I would appreciate that. When I made that phone call, I had the news that we no longer have the heat team, right? So then I went to our nurse, Beth Benny, and she went ahead and took over. You know what I mean? Because we do have psychiatrists.
I've had positive interactions with the sheriff department on campus. I have had several incidents where students were in distress, either suicidal or extremely distressed and needed immediate assistance. So in addition to having our healthcare center come and assist, the BIT team has come also to help ensure that the student remains safe, didn't harm themselves with any type of weapon or harm others. And the student was also then sent on to further healthcare after that. So my experiences have always been very professional. They've always been, the sheriff has always responded very promptly and also very kindly.
I will say that to me, the most unpleasant thing and sort of jarring thing is watching the sheriffs down the mall in their sheriff's vehicles and being fully armed all the time everywhere they go on campus. I feel like it's a little bit jarring to see that at times, and I appreciate a much, sort of softer stance.
Well, there's a couple things. I mean, one is aggressive law enforcement does concern me, particularly for African American Latino males who are more likely to be racially profiled. School shooting, like there's things that I'm fearful of that we don't have adequate safety procedures, on the campus where we should have things like installed room by room as much as the budget can take it, bulletproof glass. So that, that way, at least if you're in the classroom, you are safe, at that point, you can shelter in place, right?
5% of female students, our classes end at 10:30 sometimes. Some of our female students take the bus and they have to walk right now during the pandemic. And I see them walking by themselves. So what we do now is that we call sheriffs, and the sheriffs they're not allowed to get in the car with them, but the sheriff will drive with them to make sure that those are the stories that need to go out there.
I hope that we are listening to students, minority students, who may be afraid of armed security. And I hope that we amplify those voices above all others.
All of us that work here want to be here. And like I mentioned earlier, there's some people that have been here for over 20 years, 15, myself going on 4, 6, 7 years. So we know the campus. We actually say we're Pierce family, so that's what we call each other. So we care. We care about the campus. We care about the students, the faculty, even like little things, like this tree's falling. We care about it because we come to work here every day. We want to be here. So, and we're happy to work at a beautiful campus. It's big. It's not small. There's cows, sheep, horses. It's pretty cool. So we care. We want the best for everyone, including the students, faculty, staff, and the animals as well.